Uh-huh.
But the problem is I don't know how to build it yet. I don't have all the pieces.
How do I,
So easy.
transform, fit, stretch to screen? There we go. There we go. Okay. Hello, stream. Welcome. Update 7.22 for Dota was just released. And we're going to be going through the patch notes. I think we might do this a little closer to Purge style, where it'll be super slow. So let's go through it. Let's actually do this in the Dota client rather than my Google Chrome client.
User joined your channel.
Holy sh!
Okay, let's check.
Oh fuck.
Alright, everything looks good. Okay.
Oh fuck.
Added new scepter upgrades. By the way, Hawk Jerky and Chow are playing Dota right now, so they can give us our on the ground.
Sniper ever come with us?
There are on the ground reporters. Okay,
Oh my God,
so
they're about to gank me.
now all the heroes have
Literally.
Aghanims upgrades, so that includes Broodmother, Bristleback, etc.
Oh,
Actually, I think
she
Bristle
said-
might have had one. Whatever. Everyone's got one now. Some of the older scepter upgrades have been updated. It is now a
Apparently so.
consumable item. It can be consumed as a buff by purchasing a 200 gold recipe upgrade. Oh, wait. So you can't get the scepter upgrade unless you... Oh, okay, wait, no. Okay, I take it back. Everything I said earlier, Gabe, the scepter buff... Okay, so you can still get Ags. It's literally the same 4,200 gold. But on top of it, now you can grab a 2,000 gold recipe that makes it so you can eat it.
You can get a 2,000 gold recipe instead of what?
You still have to buy Ags, but you have to pay an extra 2,000 to make it so you can eat it.
Wait, so you pay an extra 2,000 to make it so you don't get the stats and it doesn't take up a slot.
Yeah. So it's like super late game. It's okay. It's okay for super late game situations. Like I've had really long Enigma games where I'd like rather have an extra like Octarine core or some shit, and there's just like not enough slots, and my Ags has to take up a slot. This is okay. This is not the worst thing ever. In fact, this literally doesn't affect the game before like probably like 45, 60 minutes, like when you're 6 slotted, as someone who would buy Ags. So this is not actually a huge change, except for the 24 heroes getting new Ags and the old Ags being changed. So like the actual item itself is actually pretty much the same. Roshan now drops a consumable scepter buff item.
Saw that.
More than 2 kills, but less than 4.
That's actually pretty big. That is pretty big.
I literally
Fourth
just
Roshan
saw
has both. So now doing Rosh is actually like even better than
It's
before.
not first blood for Vela.
Add a new visual effect under heroes that have Aghanims upgrade. That's nice. So now... So getting the fucking consumable scepter, if that's permanent, which I think it is by the wording, you actually basically get like 6,000. You get 6,200 gold worth of effect. That's better than the refresher.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so added Mars to captain's mode. You're gonna see the big guy there. Added Io to captain mode. You're gonna see the little guy there. Deny experience.
On our team, we have 2 finger-based ults. We have a lion and I'm Lina.
Lamau, finger of death.
Literally finger team.
Okay. Deny XP granted to the enemy, the player being denied, increased from 35% to 40%. Okay. Kind of nerfs the laning stage a little bit. That's good. Hey, what's up?
Oh
But I'm
fuck.
so bad at Earthshaker, so.
Who's that?
What's a good song?
Morgan, why did you join our channel?
Oh, Morgan here.
What the fuck?
I can hear myself.
Jesus, okay, there you go. Anyways, death cost changed from 50 plus net worth divided by 40 to net worth divided by 40. So death cost is 50 lower at every point now. That's good.
Death cost is what?
Death cost is 50 gold lower at every point.
Wow. 1 TP scroll lower.
That is helpful. Killstreak XP bounty increased. Base is up by 200 and the cap is up by 550. So that's actually quite the increase. So now comebacks are going to be a little easier to achieve. XP requirements to reach level 6, level 5 or 6, reduced from 600 to 620 to 580 and 600. So 20 less at both levels. So you'll get from level 4 to 6 with like
Okay, I thought I already
1 or
altered.
2 less creeps. XP required to reach
we are
level
trying
19, increased by 100 each level.
Yes, we are. But so,
So-
are they.
Super later in,
Biggest struggle.
the cost will be a little higher. Range creep XP now increased by 8 per upgrade cycle, every 7.5 minutes. So
Thanks.
now range creeps are like definitively like the best experience creeps. Always get the range creeps, guys. Come on.
He's reading over the patch notes of all.
Siege creeps base attack time increased from 2.7 to 3. I believe lower base attack time is better, so this is a nerf to siege creeps. Siege creeps now spawn 2 units at 35 minutes instead of 30, so double sieges are now later. Siege creeps can no longer be dominated, enchanted, or converted, so that's actually big nerf.
Oh, Rip Enchantress push.
Yeah, big nerf to Chen, Enchantress, Lycan, any helm builders, like maybe even Enigma,
What about
with the
Enchantress?
push build.
She was nerfed.
Yeah. Tier 3 plus tower damage increased from 152 to 175. So high grounding is going to be a better defense. Tier 1 tower protection aura increased from 2 to 3. Makes tower dives a little harder to execute. Tier 2
on.
protection from 4 to 5. Again, diving even
Now we do
harder.
with PL and then we push.
Tier 2. Oh, what?
Your channel.
Towers now have multi-shot when Glyph is activated.
Oh!
Attacks up to 2 additional targets. Glyph is actually so strong now. It's only for tier 2 and plus towers though. So the free fortify that you get from tier 1 being destroyed can't be like used twice. Okay. You only get the multi-tower attack once.
Microphone.
With Ajax bit.
Slightly adjusted Radiant safe lane hard camp position and the terrain nearby. So Radiant safe lane hard camp. So that's the one that usually gets pulled by the off lane or pulled through by the safe lane. We'll have to jump into the map and see that. Reduce the chase duration of the hard camp neutrals on the Radiant safe lane. Okay. So it might not be possible to pull them as the off lane now, reading these 2 sentences. Radiant middle tier 2 towers now moved further to the
Kinda
left.
weird.
Okay.
Weird flex.
No longer has vision over the big camp on the right. Okay. It did seem a little off to the side, but
We
Can you-
need sniper.
can you still TP into the trees? Adjusted tree line to the right of the Radiant middle 2 tower. Okay, so the tree line's been adjusted. Radiant mid lane medium camp now has 2 layers of trees behind it. Radiant
so far.
mid lane medium camp. Oh, okay. So this is the camp that like traditionally like alchemists
Giant frog.
would like stack and then like just throw acid over, and like shadow feeds would farm it because it's super close to the lane. It's super close to the lane. So now it has 2 layers of trees, so you can't cut through it with 1 quelling blade or tango, I guess. Adjusted various dire neutral spawn boxes. Okay.
Thank you.
Illusions can now lifesteal. Okay. Lifesteal now works against enemy illusions as well. The following, neither of these seem super impactful because I don't think lifesteal's a huge.
Big team fight. Chow, now is a perfect time for Echo Slam. Oh, Chow! Holy shit!
Did it work?
Holy shit, that was great! Oh my god! Everything is going fucking crazy, Favela. You're gonna see it in a sec.
This is bonkers, man.
Holy shit balls! Chow, you died, but as a direct result, we killed 4 of them.
Yay!
See how good Echo Slam is, Chow? See how good Echo Slam is? That shit
Okay.
whack.
So illusions deal reduced damage anyways and take increased damage. So I don't think lifesteal's going to be that big. But lifesteal working against illusions, again, I don't think it'll be
He's
that big.
trying to rat us? What the fuck?
The following items are no longer partially shareable: Ring of Regen, Ring of Tarask, Sage's Mask, Ring of Health, Voidstone, and Perseverance. Okay, so the Enigma share ring strat is over. Roshan, Base armor increased by 2. That's good. Makes him tankier. Attack damage per minute increased by 50%. So he's actually going to be hitting a lot harder. I guess power creep for heroes means that Roshan has been feeling weak recently. Last hit gold bounty changed from 150 to 400 to 225 to 325.
Not yet, Pavel, not yet.
So the range is tighter. Roshan last hit XP
Hero
reduced from 750 to 400. Okay.
I'm at the 13. Support's gone.
So that's definitely not going to be a level, pretty much. That's like half the XP. So doing Roche is going to be less of a focus earlier in the game, I guess. Huh. Okay.
Oh, he fed. Ooh.
Satyr, Tormentor, Unholy Aura HP regen reduced from 5.5 to 5.0.
Oh, but now Silencer has nowhere to go.
So that's a nerf to all the creep dominators and to Doom. The timer that credits a player for a kill when Radiant or Dire gets the final hit is increased for 20 to 30 seconds. So
I
that
want
means
them to kill me so I can use my Aegis so I can get mana again.
if you like,
go.
for example, if you're like cutting the wave, or if you're like trying to deny to the tier 2 tower or something, you have to be untouched by an enemy hero for 30 whole seconds instead of 20. That's kind of annoying.
Try to have your ult. We might need
Yes.
it here.
Heroes can now have non-standard initial attack speed values, previously 100 for all heroes. Initial attack speed values.
Do it, Chow. Oh, fuck.
Initial attack speed values. Huh.
Holy shit.
Base attack speed increase. Does that mean they attack faster, I guess? So Abaddon, Brood, buff, Crystal Maiden buff, Gyro, Marana, Silencer, Slark,
Oh.
Venom, and Weaver. Okay. Heroes can now have non-standard base mana regen values. Okay. What was it before? If this is all increases, then these are good people to have it on. Looks like the lion's share has gone to Lich now. He doesn't have sacrifice, so he needs it, I guess. Okay. Item changes. Observer ward. Cost decreased to 50. That's fantastic. Bounty increased to +4 per minute now, so dewarding later into the game gives you more gold, I guess. So let's say 20 minutes into the game you catch someone placing a ward. 20 times... Get like 180 gold. That's pretty good instead of 140. So yeah, that's actually pretty big. XP bounty increased.
Eagle is not watching our game, fam.
Okay, Sentry ward cost decreased from 100 to 75. That's good. They now have a stock limit.
There's an update.
Stock limit, max limit of 10, starting capacity of 4, replenish rate of 70
Massive.
seconds. Oh, okay,
They're
so
always this big.
they have a cap now, but the cap is like pretty loose. So maybe in like a Ricky bounty like super invis game, you might get stretched thin, but most of the time it'll probably not be that bad.
Is it because you've never watched me play Dota?
Tome of Knowledge. Initial 10-minute stock now provides 2 tomes. Now has a 5-minute use cooldown.
Perspective, right?
It says a 5-minute use cooldown. So I guess that means that
But then it's
What?
even more delayed.
if you split the 2 tomes
Oh,
for the
is it?
for the 5 and the 4 position, that's fine.
I was just watching through Steam broadcast.
But if you want to have 2 tomes go to like the 5 position, then you have to pop one, wait 5 minutes, pop the other. Okay. I have Scotty. Slow duration changed from
Holy
5/2.5 to constant 3.
Whole gang up on this.
So it's actually buffed for range. So Medusa's gonna be happy about that. No one really buys it on melee except for like Slark maybe. So, well, I guess like Slark,
were
Terrorblade, and
fast,
Terrorblade while he's in melee form. So it's not a crazy nerf. Slow amount reduced to 20% when used against melee
Attacks
heroes.
pop out of
Big
nowhere.
nerf. Slow amount increased for when used against ranged heroes.
Try to break
That's
backdoor
interesting.
protection. Chow,
So
hit the racks.
it's different based on who you hit. Melee heroes can run out, so they can't get kited as bad. But ranged heroes
Oh,
get
shit.
slowed even worse. That's pretty
Keep
interesting.
going. Why do you BKB? Okay, now stop.
Oh, and ranged heroes get attack speed slowed. So I think Eye of Scotty just got a really big buff because fucking 45% attack speed slow is huge. You fucking hit a drow or a sniper with one of those. They're fucking like
Deaded.
they're like a fucking metronome now.
Oh, did you see
Yeah.
that?
Helmet of the Dominator now is a 300 gold recipe, so I assume the cost is increased by 300.
Andrew, do you know what we just did?
What?
We smoke ganked to run into their base and rat their
Oh my
racks through
god.
EDP.
You fucking insane loco bastards.
It worked too.
HP or regen reduced. Okay. That's a little unfortunate. It's not that big of a nerf though. HP or regen for mechanism reduced to 3.5.
Oh my god, I escaped that!
Hmm.
Chow, get ready to ult. Okay.
Guardian Greaves
I have
adjusted
Get
as
ready to ult,
well.
Chow, I don't care.
Threshold bonus
Okay.
armor.
Okay, get ready to ult.
It doesn't just say
Go
bonus
now.
armor, it says threshold
Someone's
bonus
gonna
armor,
play.
so I'm unclear about how that
Good
works. Mask of Madness small speed buff.
Did you just use my
That's
ult?
nice to see.
Yes, it was a very good ult, Chow. Good job.
Rod of Atos, very small nerf, and it doesn't really affect the core,
Okay, well,
like the fact that the
so
range is so
it's
big or that root is so strong, so Rod of Atos is probably not really that nerfed.
Good ult, Chow. Very good ult.
Drum of Endurance, mana regen reduced.
We kill them.
Vladimir's
That's
offering, mana
my
regen
only
reduced.
death when I-
Neither of these affect their core
Whatever, Chow. We win.
identity, so they still should be used.
Favela.
Spirit
I'm
Vessel,
okay, Favela.
heal reduction
I know
reduced from
people
70% to 60%.
No,
Okay.
He's dumb.
It's still pretty good against Necro or Alk, so I would keep buying it anyways. Current health is damage per second reduced.
And I
Oh,
cannot
okay.
stand the guitar anymore.
Wraithband, attack speed bonus reduced, so Wraithband nerfed again. Used to be 10, now
Holy
it's
shit,
5.
has 7.5k health.
Oh my god! Fucking Storm Spirit, get the fuck out of my pubs.
Wait,
Fixed
what?
multiple bloodstones stacking the mana regen amplification effects.
Yeah, Pudge's farmed pretty hard.
Hawk.
What?
Bloodstones no longer stack
Yeah,
exponentially
okay, so
now.
I immediately thought, oh, fuck off, Storm Spirit.
Oh, someone
Oh,
sent me
shit.
a
Oh, shit,
Steam
what
trade offer.
I'm coming to save that.
What the fuck is this trade offer? Hell no. This guy wants my fucking cases? He thinks they're fucking free? Steam community.
Got him.
Let me fucking price check this shit. No way. These fucking cases that I have are like actually worth stuff,
Shit.
so.
Oh, shit. Oh. Chow, stun him. Stun, Chow.
I'm gonna ult!
That's fine. Do it. Fucking blow your load. Yes. Oh, fuck. Sniper. Oh, Sniper's dead, rip. And Lion ran. He has his ult. Oh, no. He could have killed.
He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, that's a steady decline from me.
Andrew,
Yeah?
I think I might get to use that Ags thing this game. First game.
Okay, hero changes now. Base
Shit, oh,
attack
shit.
speed increased. Reworked scepter upgrade. While borrow time is active, anytime an ally takes more than 525 damage, an individual mist coil will automatically fire? Scepter still increased duration by 1.
Pudge has no mana.
Yeah, Pudge also has a shit ton of health.
Never mind, he has mana now.
Oh, okay. So he still technically soaks damage from them, but in a different way. And in a slightly cooler way. That's gonna look so cool. Mist coil cast range reduced. Oh, okay. Oh no, but it says the Aghanim Scepter is 1,600 range. Okay. And the level 15 talent has been reduced preemptively. Okay. That's kind of cool. I like that Ags. And it's more visually cool as well.
He has 2 Hearts of Tarask. That Pudge is so tanky.
Added scepter upgrade. With scepter equipped or synthesized, you gain a bonus 30 damage and 6% spell amplification for every scepter you gave allies at any point in the game. So you actually, if you have a scepter, you get bonuses for all the other scepters you've given. I wonder if it counts itself.
Ooh, the
Don't you remember that
bow.
one time that Alk gave me a scepter in game and then tried to use that as leverage for me to give him an item?
Okay, I'll give you a cosmetic. Ice Vortex mana cost reduced. Good for AA. Ice Blast can no longer be seen on the minimap by enemies. I guess that's good. Yeah, that's a little good. That seemed to be not a huge issue though. Anti-Mage Scepter upgrade. Mana Void now adds plus 70 seconds to the highest cooldown enemy.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Cooldown on the enemy hero. Cooldown starts once the enemy respawns. Once it respawns?
Help!
That's gonna be really. That's
The health ran.
that's actually so synergetic with his kit, and he can probably afford to farm one up anyways. So if you're fucking playing the okay, who could this affect? So like against Storm Spirit, it wouldn't be that crazy, because you might lose like a Electric Vortex or something. Maybe worst case scenario, you lose your Q. But against someone like Enigma or Earthshaker,
This is fucking
could be
annoying.
real shit. Arc Warden turn rate improved, okay.
Pudge is 9.1 thousand health.
What the fuck? What has
Holy
happened?
He has 2 Hearts of Tarrasque and a Reaver. He's working on a 3rd.
Oh my god. Is he on your team or the other?
The other.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh,
Yeah.
Spaghetti-O.
Yeah, despite me going 19-7, it's not enough. Our
Still
snipers,
gonna lose.
our snipers doing
But
okay.
in
Wasn't
the
impressive
end,
when we needed
I'm
it.
just gonna open this packet of cookies. Thanks to Jacob for giving me these cookies.
Cookie?
Yep.
Chow, stun him. W.
Chocolate chip.
Okay, guess get over my guy.
What? Did you just insult chocolate chip while I wasn't paying attention?
No,
Well,
I said
can
cookie.
you like
Oh, cool.
stop on me?
Here we go. They all come wrapped, though, in pairs of 2, which is strange, but whatever. Keeps them fresh.
Love. Okay.
Alright.
Okay.
Arc
So now
Warden.
we're-
Fixed Tempest double being unable to activate runes. Okay, so we can do that
Yeah,
now.
we
That's
lost.
annoying. Added Scepter upgrade. Rune Forge. Creates a random rune in front of you. What the fuck? Includes bounty runes and power-up runes. I assume this applies to the Forge double as well. So he can now, essentially every 30 seconds, potentially make a bounty rune.
Who is this?
Arc Warden.
Let's
What
see.
the fuck? What the fuck is this shit?
What the fuck is this? Let's read. Okay, let's read. What if you get really lucky and
Buffs
just
to
get,
his
like, a bounty
talents.
rune in a minute?
That's absurd. That's absurd. There's so much potential RNG shit in there. Axe. Base damage increase, that's good.
Fuck.
Base
me.
armor increase,
Yeah.
even better. Battle Hunger now is a 400 AoE target ability.
Thing.
So they just buffed the old Scepter
What'd you
upgrade.
say?
I think it's called Virgo's
That's better, I guess, but I don't know if you can still justify Axe on Axe.
Arc. Virgo's Arc.
Battle Hunger gives half speed when used on
Virgo's
creeps.
Arc?
Okay.
For Enchantress.
Oh,
Rainbow Spear.
that's the item's called.
Yes.
Let's see here.
Brain Sap now also reduces cast point by 50%. Oh, so it can spam it a lot faster. Okay, that's good.
I will give you it on the 29th of May.
Level 20 talent increased
What?
from 100 to
Because
125.
it's still
Okay.
on cooldown from selling and marketing.
Oh my god.
Firefly cooldown increased in the early game. Bad for Bat. Flaming Lasso
Yes.
secondary search radius increased by
August
50. That's nice.
12th. Chow, is that your birthday?
Say 12th?
Yeah.
That is not right.
What is your birthday then?
It was pretty close though.
What's your birthday?
August 16th.
Damn.
Wow. That's pretty crazy. Okay.
No, it's the last month of summer.
Reworked
My
scepter
birthday's
upgrade.
August 31st.
Wild axes have no cooldown
September.
and can be. What the fuck, Beastmaster?
What?
Wild axes now has no cooldown.
Fuck?
Can be cast as soon as they return to him. They removed his talent for wild axes damage though. Oh no, they made it level 20 talent and made it even more damage. Damn, dude, we're gonna get fucking spellcaster Beastmaster. That's his axe. That's pretty silly. I don't know if he has the mana pool to support that though.
Blitz Roche with Beastmaster and get the third Roche. You can get Hags.
I don't know how it works.
I think that's. Oh, Ursa can get Ags real easy.
Beastmaster's axes have a 95 mana cost later in, so that's actually probably not viable. Actually, that mana cost is way too high.
What's his
Baxby's
mana pool
birthday's on
then?
the August 3rd.
I don't think it's high enough. I don't think he's not an int hero. It's maybe like 1,000 or like 1,500 at best.
Still 10 axes.
That's a lot of axes. You can like probably solo kill a couple of people or like throw some chaos into a team fight, but it's not like super broken.
That's gonna look so stupid. The axes constantly flying out.
Well, they're not gonna constantly fly out. They fly out and in, and then out and in,
I
and
know,
out
like
and in.
it's gonna look so stupid. That's
Okay,
basically constant.
Bloodseeker. Agi growth reduced. Blood right mana cost reduced.
His ult is lethal again.
Rupture is now lethal again.
Disgusting.
Okay. How was it? Was it just fully reverted or?
I think so.
Okay, cool. That's good then.
For Bloodseeker, not for anyone facing it.
Yeah, whatever. Bounty Hunter, Janata. Damage reduced
They should
at
change it
early.
to Junata
God damn
now.
it. What? Why would you say that when I'm streaming?
Oh.
Fuck off.
Uh,
Janata damage reduced by 10 at every level. That's good. Shuriken Toss Scepter now also increases cast range. That's cool. Makes it a little more viable. Talents. Level 20 talent increased from 75 to 125, so that's a lot better. So the Shuriken Axe is now like maybe viable. Brewmaster. Thunderclap damage reduced by 10 in the early game and gradually increases back. That is kind of weird. Whatever. It's 10, then 15, then 20, then back to 300. That's kind of weird. It used to increase by 75, now it increased by 70. 70. So the increase is more. Or the increase is less, but what the fuck? Difference here is 70. Difference here is 70. Difference here is 70. This is 50. Oh, that's why. It was weird. It's 50, 75, 75. Okay, so they made it more uniform. Primal Split Scepter now grants Brewlings plus 100 movement speed. That's pretty crazy fast, but I don't know if it's worth an axe. Base armor increased by 1 for Bristleback, even tankier. Stack damage per stack increased a lot at the early game, 4 at every level, so he's going to be even hitting even harder. Nasal Goo AoE is now even larger. Okay, so just a little bit of buffs across the board. Broodmother. Base attack speed increased from 100 to 125. Scepter upgrade. Increase max web count to 20. Movement speed now 100% and removes the speed limit. So I think all broods should probably be getting, if they plan on doing the Ags build, they need to get the fucking, oh, what's this? Oh, whatever. They all need to get phase boots so that they can just fucking break the sound barrier. Centaur Warrunner base armor increased by 1. Looks like a lot of the tanks are getting base armor increased by 1. Level 20 talent from 70 retaliate to plus 80. Not huge.
User disconnected from your channel.
Rip Ajax.
Strength gain reduced. Chaos Bolt. Here we go now.
I need hoe.
The minimum has been increased, especially at level 1.
Finding all the pieces.
Maximum has
finding
been
all the
increased
pieces
at
for this
later.
PC I want to build.
Maximum stun changed higher at the start. And the maximum stun... Oh, coordinator's down. Great. Maximum stun change from... It's been made a little bit more consistent. And it makes it... The ramping is a little smoother and a little better in the early game. So CK, I think he got a buff, really. Cooldown increased, though, at early game. So it's only 3 seconds. It's not huge. Phantasm Scepter now reduces incoming illusion damage from 260 to 180, so they take a lot less damage, 80% less damage. That's pretty good for CK illusions, which are usually super tanky because they're all covered in strength items and strength attributes. Chen, Holy Persuasion now provides plus some scaling bonus movement speed to converted creeps. Okay. Is it constant? I guess so. That should, excuse me, that should help him gank. Divine Favor is now a passive aura, provides HP regen and heal amplification, and bonus damage for heroes. Your creeps get 2 times the damage values. That's kind of weird, but plus the 20% heal amplification you'll get. Okay, that makes him like a synergistic healing support, I'd say. And he's probably okay by himself, too. I don't think there's any more Witch Doctor shenaniganry with the increased attack speed. 16 bonus damage doesn't seem like that much, though, since Venge gives like 40% bonus damage with her aura. So it kind of seems like a lot of stuff put together, but it's so widespread that it's not particularly strong in one area. Talents, level 15, change from minus 7 Divine Favor cooldown to plus 10 damage. So it goes up to 26. If it's a flat amount, there's some heroes that might be able to exploit that a lot, like maybe a Wind Ranger with her ultimate. But otherwise, it's probably not going to be too crazy. Clinks now has a 0.25 base mana regen. He now has a Scepter upgrade. Creates 2 skeletons near Clinks while exiting Skeleton Walk. Increase walk speed by 30% and unlocks max move speed. So it makes his ganking a little better, I guess, and maybe his team fighting a little better. Because when he pops out, he gets 2 free skeletons. And if he has level 25, those skeletons have multi-shot, right? But it's 4,200 gold. If you're going for a ganking item, you get an Orchid, right? You get a fucking, like, I don't know, Chrysalis and turn that into Daedalus. I don't know if you get this. What else do we have here? Burning Army, base attack time changed. It is now the middle level at all points, okay. Burning Army units damage from 100% your... Burning Army units damage from 100% of your base damage to 80, 100, 120. Okay, so it scales better into the late game, but worse in the early game. That's okay. Okay, we're gonna have to restart and get a new patch already. And a level 15 talent's been reduced. Okay. Clockwork base armor increase. Crystal Main attack point improved. So she's just not gonna feel like such a slow and weak attacker anymore. Base attack speed increased as well. Still slow, just doesn't attack as slowly. Darkseer strength increased from 24 to 21, or 20 reduced, opposite of increased. So that's like minus 60 health or something. He's got a lot of armor though, so it shouldn't kill him, really. 400 surge to 100 ion shell damage, 15% cooldown reduction to 10 armor,
What is out of date, Re?
150 ion shell damage to 400 AoE surge. So AoE surge has actually been moved up to the level 25 talent spot. That's interesting, because they didn't buff it when they moved it up, so it's a nerf to AoE surge. But if you got the ion shell damage, then I guess it might be like a buff to the ion shell damage, maybe, because you get it earlier. Hard to say, but the surge is going to happen a lot later into the game now. Dark Willow now has a scepter upgrade. Attacking no longer takes you out of Shadow Realm. Each attack has its bonus damage based on the duration of the buff. So if you, let's say, jump onto someone, start up with your Dark Realm, you can just keep fucking hitting them. If you have high attack speed, let's say you get a Moon Shard, just fucking slap them with tons of damage with a flat bonus on top. That could be really good.
Restarting the dawn.
Level 15 talent increased from 90 to 120, so getting that Ags might be more viable now. Talent changed from 300 Shadow Realm max damage to 12. Okay, so they got rid of the Shadow Realm max damage, so that would have been too synergistic with their Ags. They buffed Dazzle's Shallow Grave Ags. Okay, whatever. Bigger radius. Death Prophet. Added Scepter upgrade. Anytime an enemy is affected by your spells, Crypt Swarm or Silence, or Spirit Siphon, or when you attack them, a ghost will fly out and hit them for double the usual damage. Ghost will apply a 100% slow for a small amount of time. So it's almost like getting a sniper headshot on all attacks and spellcasts. That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. Crypt Swarm cast point reduced. Okay. That's interesting. I mean, she'll do more damage overall if she has the axe, but yeah, she has slots as well, so maybe she can use it. Yeah, this is a I feel like this is possibly a viable option for her. Disruptor. Wait, it says anytime an enemy is affected by your spells. Does Spirit Siphon just like send out an army of ghosts? No way. Okay, Disruptor. Level 15 talents increased from plus 30 or plus 3 or minus 3 kinetic field cooldown to minus 4. Okay. So you can trap people even better now. Doom. Devour now has a creep level limit. Okay. So you can't go for the biggest creeps yet at the start. That's a big nerf, actually. Huge nerf. Level 25 talent has even more cleave now. So late game Doom is a lot better. But early game Doom is fucked. Okay, we're halfway through the patch notes, boys. Dragon Knight adds a 4th level of Dragon Elder Form. Fuck yeah, Black Dragon. Gain Scepter increases the level of your ultimate by 1. Okay, so you don't get it immediately by getting Axe. Black Dragon has 50% more corrosive damage, splash damage, and slow amount. You can also increase your attack range to 600 and give you 30 magic resist. So you absolutely become an awesome raid boss. That's pretty cool, and that might be viable on him. Because it gives you straight combat ability, you know. Gives you the stats, gives you a better dragon form. It's everything you would ever want. Drow Ranger. Marksmanship no longer instantly kills ancients. It still damages and pierces them. Marksmanship only pierces base armor, not total armor. That is a very well needed nerf for Drow Ranger. Maybe we'll see her fall down to reasonable rates now. Elder Titan. Reworked Scepter upgrade. Echo Stomp now causes you to become spell immune while channeling, and for 2 additional seconds per affected enemy hero. That's pretty useful. So they can't easily break your channel anymore. And if you stomp a bunch of them, you get a full BKB duration. I wonder if it works on illusions. So if you stomp onto a PL with the whole team there, maybe you get like 25 seconds of BKB or something. Added Scepter. Ember Spirit. Cast range is 3 times longer, and the initial movement speed is 2 times faster. Maximum charges increased from 3 to 5. Activate Remnant costs no mana. This guy's going to be impossible to catch now. He's actually impossible to catch. Mana Drain doesn't even work anymore. Although that was admittedly unconventional. There's some Indian people arguing outside the window for some reason. So, but Aghanims, I mean, Ember probably can farm one up. Yeah, if you don't have really good lockdown and layering for this guy, he's going to get away every single time now, if he has eggs. Faceless Void, strength gained increased. Okay, buff. Talent buffed. Talent buffed again, talent buffed again. So just buffs to Faceless Void, but not super direct ones. Grimstroke, added scepter upgrade, grants you a new ability, Dark Portrait. Creates an ink illusion of a targeted enemy hero. Illusion lasts for 20 seconds and is magic immune with plus 30% movement speed. Takes 200% increase incoming damage, deals 150% outgoing. Cooldown is 35, mana cost is 200. That's actually insane. Ink Swell is now castable on allied spell immunes. Okay, that's cool. So that new ability, that is like the counter to Medusa. That's like the counter to Gyrocopter, to fucking Terrorblade. It's actually crazy. It's like a better Shadow Demon now. 35-second cooldown's really low as well. And it's magic immune. Can't fucking stun it. If you just get a Medusa, like say you get a big fucking stun going in, right? Let's say a Ravage, and your Grimstroke throws in the fucking Dark Portrait on the enemy Medusa while they're stunned. She's gonna be doing 150% outgoing damage with all the damage of fucking Medusa in the AoE. It's so much. Gyrocopter small buff. Huskar base armor +1. Berserker's blood regen increased. Okay. I didn't think that was required, but okay. Cooldown reduced at early game. I mean, I haven't seen Huskar too much, but I haven't been missing him, so I don't know if I like this. Invoker base damage increased by 3. That's pretty big. Makes mid laning a lot easier. But Exort attack damage, for instance, is reduced at 1 at every level. So the base increase means that there's essentially no change for Exort starting Invokers. So I think it's a nerf overall, really. Plus 30 meteor, contact damage to 40. Plus 30, so small buffs on the talents. I added Captain's Mode, added Scepter upgrade. Spirits now passively spawn around you constantly every second. Maximum of 5. That sounds really cool for a farming IO. But what the fuck is a farming IO? I don't think I'll see that. I don't think I'll see this very often. Only like Alchemist games. Jakiro Liquid Fire ability effects. Still impacts the area where the target dies or the attack is evaded. That's cool. So now it's like a ground AoE. That's pretty cool. If the attack is evaded, so maybe if you throw it on a PA, the attack's evaded, but it hits the ground and she still takes some damage. I guess that's good value. You get a little more value out of it. Where a target dies. That's pretty cool, but I don't think it's not very impactful. One sec, I'm gonna get some water. Okay, I'm back. Caudal. Scepter now causes Illuminate to not require channeling. That's awesome. That's actually fucking awesome. If it does full damage and heal with an instant cast, that's pretty cool. Chakra magic can now be cast on enemies, placing a debuff that drains their current mana. So chakra magic now functions as the old mana drain, except it can't completely run them out of mana, and it has no stun potential as a result. I guess that's okay. They just added a new ability for it, or a new functionality for it. I'm okay with that. The hell?
Buddy left your channel. User left your
Where the
channel.
fuck?
Channel switched.
Hawk, what the fuck?
Because the talking is droning.
I'll say.
Channel switched. Buddy left your channel.
Okay, so we'll finish this up and then join them.
Buddy left your channel.
Lich now has more mana regen, that's good. Lena now has more strength. Improved turn rate, that's good. Little buffs. Lion Finger of Death. Per kill reduced, so scaling support slightly deterred. Lone Druid. Strength gain increased, so he's not going to die so easily. True Form health bonus increased in the later game by 200. Not super crazy, but it should help him survive, especially with his strength gain increase. Luna base damage increased by 4. She definitely needed it. She was very low attack damage for, well, what's supposed to be a safe lane carry. Lycan Scepter upgrade causes 1 of 3 creep waves to include 2 wolves. You cannot control them, but they're considered your units. These wolves have the same move speed as lane creeps. That's fucking hilarious. What the fuck? I want that. I actually want that. What the fuck? Automatically pushes the lanes in, basically. That's so cool. Level 15 talent increased from 8 feral HP regen to 10. Okay, buffs. That is a really cool Aghanim Scepter. That's a really cool Axe Scepter. Okay, Magnus. Oh, wait a second.
Channel switched.
I can just mute my mic now that I think about it.
Listen, you will get the chancla, and you will be grounded.
What the fuck? Oh, I should have clicked.
You can't ground me.
Down to Magnus.
I will take a cookie though.
Hey Nick, guess
You
what?
don't get a
Big Dota
cookie.
patch just came out.
You are not unmuting.
You would never
Bella.
give me a cookie. Only vacuum
Starting
would
strength
give me a
increased by
cookie.
2.
How the fuck am I supposed to give you a cookie, Chad? You live in San Antonio.
Scepter range is
Baxter's getting me a
increased.
cookie.
Speed
No,
increase.
he's not. Baxby's hard.
So it's a little bit more
Yes,
viable.
it is.
Mars, base damage reduced by
As for
4.
what
That's
he's gonna
pretty
do,
big.
too.
Armor reduced by 1. That's big. Scepter upgrade. God's Rebuke cooldown is now 1.4 seconds. During Arena of Blood, resets God's Rebuke cooldown when Arena of Blood is cast. That is cool. So while you're in the arena, you can just push people the fuck around. An arena lasts for a while. It's like 5, 6, 7 seconds or something. So you can get like, 3, 4 good casts of it. Just keep pushing people into the walls. That is pretty damn good.
Buddy joined your channel.
But it's Ags. So
Sam,
we'll
we
see.
just got into a game.
Arena
User joined
damage
your channel.
rescaled.
Wanna do,
Less than
Sad.
early.
Wait for after.
Cast points slightly increased, so it's not.
today because I need to wake up.
Well, I mean, it's 0.1 seconds. It's not a huge deal, but
For what?
it's a little slower, and the walls need time to
Playing
come
in a
up.
concert.
So we can't
So-
stay up till 5 a.m. again?
No, not today.
Holy shit, 5 a.m.
I should probably
Yeah.
turn them down a little
Yeah.
bit.
Christ.
Favela, did you get
Bella,
some
have you
sleep?
slept?
Here we go. Medusa agi gain reduced by 0.3 at every level. Talents, Mystic, Snake, Steel has been nerfed. So small nerfs. Meepo, base damage increased by 2, so they actually buffed Meepo. And all his talents have been buffed too. Okay. Rana, attack point increase, so that's a small nerf. But attack speeds increase, so that's a buff.
What?
You know, I'll go up back.
Trigger rate's been improved from 10 to 9. Not a huge. I don't think Maranas are gonna get eggs anymore.
That's success.
It's been a while.
I don't really play
I did
games.
scepter upgrade. Spawns a monkey soldier near you every 3.5 seconds. These soldier attack.
Sam, where were
These
you?
soldiers last 12 seconds. Soldiers do not spawn if you're invisible or on trees. These soldiers can
Call it
attack
okay.
any target, however they are
You're
not.
what?
They will not attack
No, not
buildings if you are
Danktown.
not within
Nothing to do
500
in
range of
Danktown.
them. So you can't rat with them. You can't just like blink in, leave a soldier and get
okay,
out.
sorry, I can't be a free runner or
That's
what's
good.
it, professional thief or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not about to fucking pay for that bullshit.
I'm not gonna pay to be raided even more by some fucking
Lamau.
faggots.
Whoa.
So that is a pretty cool Monkey King ult, and you can leave it in jungle
There's so
camps, I
many
guess.
So
Actually,
many just
12
awful
seconds.
people
Oh, are
on
you
that
showing the
server.
favela?
Unmute favela, chow.
Oh, it spawns them every 3.5 seconds. That
He's
lasts
being a
12,
good
so
boy.
it's actually
If he's
quite a
bad
lot.
boy, I'll fucking chancla him as well.
Morphling.
Okay.
Adaptive
What's this
strike damage reduced.
You owe me one favela.
Added scepter upgrade. When morphed, you gain 35% cooldown reduction, 50% mana cost reduction, and cast range. So that is actually pretty cool for morphing into like a spellcaster. If you manage to
That's
get like a,
Good to see.
I don't know, like a
Thank you.
Skywrath mage or something, that could be pretty crazy.
On a 2 today.
Morph no longer
Oh.
dispels your hero.
Someone say 2 day.
That's when I get to.
That needs to be done. Oh, God.
Sound muted.
Okay, we'll get rid of that for now. Nature's Prophet, base damage reduced. Attack damage reduced. So just nerfs on Nature's. Necrophos, Reaper's spawn time reduced. Respawn time reduced in the later. Okay, so he won't keep you out of the game for fucking ever. It's a 10-second difference. Okay. Night Stalker Ags upgrade. He used to have one. He didn't have one. Now he's got a new one. Void now applies a 900 AoE around you. I guess that's the silence. So 900 AoE is actually pretty big. But it's countered by BKB, so... Increases the Void mini stun duration from 0.1 to 6. 0.6, that's actually big. Reduces the cooldown by 2 seconds, so you can spam it more. So it just gives us 2 main abilities. A lot more use. So it helps. This is really good, because it, instead of changing his ult, where it makes it like eternally fucking nighttime, it basically makes it so he's better at ganking. Which is his whole thing. Better at nighttime ganking. So that's actually, I think that's a good design choice. Nyx, Assassin, base strength reduced by 1. Vendetta, cooldown rescaled. A little bit less at the early game. So actually it's higher in the early game now. 20 seconds higher. 15 talent reduced. So nerfs across the board. Multicast 2-time chance increased from 70 to 75. And the talent has been increased as well. So little buffs there. Omni Knight, Guardian Angel Scepter now provides plus 40 HP regen per second. Affects buildings still. Okay, so that's actually a nice buff. I like that a lot. So you can basically give your, what is it, like last 5 seconds or something? You can give your buildings like 200 health every time you cast that. It's pretty cool. Oracle base attack time increased from 1.4 to 1.7. That's pretty bad for him. He basically used to attack like practically as soon as you right clicked on him, so this is a nerf to that. Level 20 attack, level 28 talent reduced from 50 move speed to 45. Okay, little nerfs. Equilibrium now passively provides mana steal. All damage, not just spells. When activated, triples the mana steal and allows slows enemies hit by your spells. So that really helps the OD mana problem. All damage, not just spells. That's pretty cool. So he can just be last hitting in a lane, and he'll be getting it back his mana faster than usual. He doesn't really attack that hard though, until later in. So maybe it sounds better than it actually is. But it's like 32%. So if you get that it says percent twice, whatever. It's 32%. So if you get that at level 4, up to level 4, and you're hitting a range creep, let's say you hit for 100 at that point in time, you get 32 mana per hit. So that's pretty good. Pangolier added scepter upgrade. Shield Crash now casts a 2-attack swashbuckle every 90 degrees around your hero. So when you shield crash, a 90-degree 2-attack swashbuckle. So normal swashbuckle is like 4 attacks or something. So it'll become like a little half. Swashbuckle going out around you. I wonder if it's what the hitboxes are like, because maybe you can get it so that all 8 attacks land on on the center. If that is the case, then Pengalier's skill ceiling just went way up. But this is an Ags upgrade, so there might be better items for him to get. Lucky Shot no longer has silences. It now always disarms. That's good. Because most of the escape mechanisms were prevented by silence, not at all by disarms. So now it's a lot easier to get away, I guess. Lucky Shot now reduces armor. Oh. So it deals more damage, but it does not silence. Interesting. Phantom Assassin. Blur now has an instant cast time and applies a dispel. Anytime you kill a hero, your abilities get refreshed. Whenever you kill a hero, your abilities are refreshed. Reduce blur cooldown to 12 seconds. So it's a little better to get away with Ags now. And you can start chaining kills. That has a lot of potential. But again, it's an Aghanims. Would you rather buy this or a Desolator? Like, definitely Desolator. Would you rather buy this or, like, another fucking agi item, you know, like there's an opportunity cost here. Oh fuck, a fly just god damn it. And there we go. The fly is no more. Phantom Lancer, strength gain increased, agility gain increased, 0.2 at each, so little buffs. Phoenix Bait, strength increased. Supernova now causes your abilities to refresh on cast rather than at the end of the spell. Supernova Scepter now allows you to cast Sunray and turn its direction while on Supernova. So buffs now on both sides, Supernova and the base strength. Now allows you to Sunray and turn. So during the egg, you're not just completely defenseless anymore. You can actually have utility to your team as well as the outgoing damage and upcoming stun. Puck intelligence gain increased and strength increased, small buffs. Pudge base int increased, so now he can actually probably do 2 hooks instead of just 1 and waiting for a regen. Talent increased, rot slow, so a little more appetizing. However, I think it's contesting with like an XP talent or something, so it's probably not. Level 15 talent. I don't remember what it contests, but I think the other thing is pretty good. Pugna now has more base regen, and his agi gains increased. Netherworld mana loss increased. Seems like a buff. Razor Eye of the Storm no longer increases the attack rate. Now hits 2 different units instead of 1. So instead of being able to just melt the fuck out of towers, you can just, it basically doubles the targets and makes it affect buildings. I don't know if it's worth it anymore, actually. Ricky base damage increased by 3, fuck you. Rubik agi increase by a small amount. Shadow Demon int increase by a small amount. Shadow Fiend, more mana regen, helps him cast raises and other attributes. Ether Shock mana cost rescaled. It is now higher at early game by like 5. The second jump is bigger though, 105 to 120. That is kind of weird. So now it scales linearly instead of this weird like 10, 20, 25. So a nerf overall though. Base attack speed increased, okay, whatever. Ancient Seal cast range increased. Concussive Shot mana cost reduced. So buffs to both. Added Slaughter upgrade. Slithering Crush now creates a puddle of water that is considered river. So that gives him extra move speed bonus. Produces 25 HP regen, 12 armor, and 40% status resistance while in the puddle or the river. Okay. Puddle AoE is 550 and lasts for 25 seconds. So Slardar does a Blink Crush and stands his ground. He has plus 12 armor, plus 25% HP regen, and plus 40% status resist. So he's an absolute beast after he's finished his crush. But again, this is a scepter upgrade. So maybe you would go like Blink Scepter. You get the tankiness with a tank item. So maybe you'd go like a Blink. No, actually Blink Scepter doesn't sound that bad. We'll see though. Guardian Sprint now passively provides an extra move speed boost in the river with unlocked max speed rather than a fixed 700 when activated. So Guardian Sprint's better too. Level 25 talent changes the Slithering Crust so it has lower cooldown instead of higher stun. Slark base attack speed increase. That sucks. Shadow Dance passive HP regen is scaled to be higher at early game. That sucks. Scepter range increase. Whatever. No one buys eggs on him. Spectre added Scepter upgrade. Grants you a new ability. Shadow Step allows you to perform a single unit haunt. Cooldown is 70. Fuck Sniper. Okay, first of all, how do you target? Do they have to be in vision, right? Can you, like, let's say just target a hero from the top bar? But, like, that has really high potential for fucking over supports and squishy carries. That's kind of cool. But again, it's an Ags upgrade. Spectre could be getting, like, something else for 4,200 gold. You definitely don't get it before Radiance. You definitely don't get it before Mantis style. I think you get this if you're, like, if you're absolutely steamrolling a game and you have way too much gold. Spirit Breaker. Base health regen increased. Helpful for him. Status resist increased. Good. Move speed increased. Good. Bash duration rescaled. So it's lower at the early game. Bash damage rescaled. So it's higher at the early game. Okay. So stun for damage. I'm okay for that. Charge of Darkness now reduced mana cost in the early game. That's good. 70% of what it used to be. Another Strike. Scepter cast range increased and radius increased. I didn't even know he had an axe, so whatever. Techies now has a fuckload more mana regen. Templar now has a Scepter, grants you Psionic Projection. You can teleport to any trap after a 2-second channel. Fuck. That's actually... That might be like... That's like Tinker Ember tier rat potential there. That's like Nature's Prophet shit. That's actually so good. That's pretty cool. Added Scepter upgrade after casting Metamorphosis. A wave travels outward in all directions. Enemies become feared for 3 whole seconds. Wave starts traveling 0.6 seconds and has a travel speed of 1000. What is the range? Spell immune targets do not get hit by the wave. Has a global sound effect. Reflection no longer affects illusions. Okay, so no more game crashes from that shit. So that Scepter upgrade doesn't really seem super worth it. Like... Do you need a big AoE fear, really? Like, if you wanted a big AoE fear, you'd pick Dark Willow, right? Queen of Pain has a talent that does this, so... I don't think that's really that great for Terrorblade. Scepter Gush radius increased. Upgrade the distance to even longer. Timbersaw strength growth increased. Int gain increased, base armor increased. 6 spell amp turns to 2.5 mana regen, a lot better for Timbersaw, honestly. He loses his XP gain talent, which is kind of bad for him. 5 reactive armor stacks to 8, that's a buff. Spell amplification gets moved to level 15. Gets buffed to 100%. Loses 100 damage though. Don't know if it's worth. Plus 20 strength. I'd say these are pretty synergetic, so maybe this is a buff overall. Tinker now has more mana, more int, more spell amp, more cast range, so just buffs to Tinker. Int growth increased. Tiny Scepter upgrade. Okay, let's see what it is. Grants you a new channeling ability, Tree Volley. Every 0.5 seconds, a random tree within 525 range will be thrown towards a targeted AoE. Deals 120% of your... Fuck, I clicked. God damn it. TTT, tiny... Deals 120% of your current damage to enemies in the area. Targeted AoE 400. Cast range is 1,300. Max channel. If that hits towers, that's pretty broke. If it doesn't, whatever. Max channel is 2.4 seconds. So you get 6 throws. Cooldown is 12. That's kind of cool. If you combo it with a big stun, you could like sort of burst someone down. It sounds silly, but we'll see if it's okay. Because Tiny's role has changed a lot, so we'll see. Trigger amp cooldown reduced and grow armor increased, so buffs. True Protector now has more mana regen. Okay, Nature's Guys reworked. This should be good. Now self-cast with a 0.6 second cast time no longer has a fade delay nor gets interrupted on damage taken. Bam! Goes on cooldown after invisibility buff ends. Cooldown is 10,864. Interesting. You can't really lane the same way anymore. Because the mana... actually, mana cost of 30 in the early game is not that much, but the cooldown of 10 is big. It used to be, what, like 6? When it was passive? This is a big change. We'll see. Damage is increased, though, so... We'll definitely see if this is a buff or not. Scepter upgrade. Reduces battle trance cooldown by to 35 seconds and allows it to be cast on allies. Or enemies, okay. Allies or enemies. Oh my god, that's hilarious. So if you cast it on the enemy carry and just run away, they have to chase you outside of the base or something. That's actually fucking hilarious, dude. Oh my god. Okay, cast range is small though. That's potentially fucking hilarious. Okay. Talents changed. 6 shards cooldown. 7 snowball cooldown. 15. This is worrisome. This now uses pseudo random chance, so it should be more consistently observed. It'll feel more like 15% chance. So you won't get like ridiculous high rolls and ridiculous low rolls. Okay. Pit of Malice increased. Cooldown reduced. Okay, so just small buffs. Cast point for Soul Rip. Okay, that makes it feel better. Tombstone zombies now treat illusions like creeps. Okay. Okay. Tombstone now takes 1/4 damage from creeps and illusions rather than 1/2. Tombstone's been buffed. Okay. But not by much, since creeps and illusions don't really target it. So I guess it's mainly against like illusion heroes, whatever. Another swap now has a small cooldown to prevent accidental uses. Thank God. Venomancer increase intelligence by 2, base attack by 15. Poison Sting slow increased with a talent, small buffs. Base magic resist increased to 25%. I didn't realize it was that low. Most heroes have it at 25% by default. So that's actually interesting. I didn't know he had 10%. I guess that is because he has Gravekeeper's Cloak or something. And his familiar's got a buff. Chaotic Offering Scepter now lands the second golem right after the first rather than both at the same time. So your stun is actually basically increased by a 0.4 second cooldown, or by 0.4 second duration. Fatal Bonds rescale to 6 at all levels. But the damage is what goes up now. Okay. That's cool. Talent increased from 20 Golem Armor to 25. I think Warlock is just strictly better now. Weaver now has more mana regen and a base attack increase. Wind Ranger Scepter now adds 2 charges to Wind Run and increases move speed by 45%. So she no longer spams her ult, but instead is unfucking catchable. She can probably dodge most. She can probably like significantly outrun most projectile stuns, like targeted projectile stuns. That's interesting. Now Focus Fire scales down to 30. So her Scepter isn't even like needed now. Like 30-second cooldown, that's pretty low. 30% Wind Run slow to Shackle Shot duration. 35% mini Focus Fire to 20% Focus Fire damage reduction. Okay. Winter Wyvern. Arctic Burn Scepter mana cost per second reduced from 40 to 30. Okay, that's a buff, sort of. No one buys that anyways, though. Death Ward damage increased. There you go. 10 at every level. Good buff. Zeus now has more mana regen, improved. Attack point now, he's not the fucking slowest attacker fucking ever. And has more mana regen. Okay, cool. He could definitely use the mana regen. So those are the patch notes, boys. Those are the patch notes.